All right. Welcome, Buffalo Wild Wings, Glen Mills, PA. We got a big contingent of this gentleman's family right here. I see a whole lot of people. I want to thank you for coming out. This is awesome. We're a big family event, so this ties right into what we do and how we celebrate life. So, welcome, Kevin. It's a pleasure to have you.
It's great to be here.
For those that don't know us, we're this strange view. We've been doing this podcast for about 7 years now. We're local here in Glen Mills, so we love this establishment. We thank this establishment. They mean a lot to us. So again, Buffalo Wild Wings is home to us. We're here every month, basically. We go from month to month with our guests. We've had some great ones, and we're adding Kevin and the book, to our resume, so we're pretty excited about that. So we're looking forward to it. Real quick, raffle prizes back here by the ATM machine for the newbies in the house. Grab your 2 free tickets. You can buy additional ones. They're $1 a piece. Tonight, all of the money goes back to United Pennsylvania. It's a company that's near and dear to my heart because my daughter helps run it. So it's huge, and all the money goes back. If you guys like to drink, she's got a Punch for Pups coming up this Saturday. So we like to drink, so that's where the family comes in. So anyway, she'll talk a little bit more about it as the show goes on. But just know that all the money tonight raised through the raffles goes back to United Pennsylvania. So there's some great pieces back there. I dug deep into the inventory. Brad Marsh, ring the bell. Did you notice that? You see what I did there?
I missed that. What did you say? Start off good. Even the family thing is start off good.
Let me get you another beer. I'm only happy if you want. Brad Marsh, autographed jersey, ring the bell.
God.
A lot of good stuff back there. Get this man another beer.
No one.
Really? That's it? I thought I was going to go.
He washed it down before with a Diet Coke.
Anyway, go back and see Sue. Sue, you back there? Raise your hand. Go back and see Sue. Grab the tickets. Buy some additional funds. Thank you. I want to thank everybody here. Just behind the bar, Dan running around crazy like he always does. To all my regulars that come out, thank you. I really appreciate it. So we're going to move on. I'm going to hand the mic over to Kevin. We're going to hear a little bit about the book. We're going to talk Phillies, Eagles, not much of the Flyers and Sixers. Tell us a little bit about the book.
Yeah, so I wrote a book with Jack Fritz from WFP. In my mind, he's the number one Phillies mind going right now. He lives and breathes Phillies. I talk, I'm not, he gets deep into it in ways that nobody else in the city does. To where it almost gets a little bit more. The way he obsesses over the.
Wait. I got one in there. Right there.
So how deep he goes into the Major League Baseball draft is ridiculous. But at the same time, there's a give and take. So I don't think he's ever seen the show on Netflix. So if it doesn't have an official, if you can't bet on it, it's not watching. So you can't. I have to have a life outside of baseball. So I'm not as deep into it as Jack is. We both love the Phillies. He was the first name I had in mind when I started doing the Phillies book. I didn't know what I was going to do next. I did this thing in Philadelphia Sports with Brian Starfari. I did Incredible Baseball Stats, 2 of those books with Brian Spader. And I just thought, all right, I want to just write about something I love. And maybe not so stat heavy or like fact heavy, but just love, opinion, just pure like emotion. And motion energy guy is Jack Fritz with baseball Phillies. So we came together. That's
And you came up with a good subject for that 93 team.
Oh yeah. So let me give you like a background a little bit. It starts with 1964. The reason we did that is because we wanted people to connect with the team.
Right.
So there's not a whole lot of people around who still remember the 1950s, and certainly not going all the way back to 1880. So we wanted to start with if you're alive now and you have love for this team. Where did that start? You can pick and choose where you can start in this group. You can connect with that team. For me, it's the 93 team, but Jack is on the 2001 team. Ray didn't really talk to him about his team was the 1964. They didn't go on that long. They didn't get from the Phillies. There's a connection with the Phillies and Philadelphia sports fans that you try to hit on within this starting in the 60s.
Well, and you have a good topic there for 93 teams. It's definitely a special team to Philadelphia.
Right, and that's a team I grew up when I was 9 years old and started. It's a great example of kind of the same deal in 1964. It didn't end great. The ride was amazing.
Oh, yeah.
And that connected me with Philadelphia sports. Before then, it was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and race cars. I don't know what I was into. I was watching TGIF. So that was my introduction to sports in the 93 team. Didn't end great. But I had this warped sense in my mind that it's possible.
Right.
So, 94 was like, it's all right, I'll come back in 95. And every year I'm like, this is the year. So they did it once.
Yeah.
Like, I'm only 12. Like, it's gotta be possible. So, that was a big season for me. And, Jack's about 10 years younger than me. So I covered the first half of both seasons. Right. So I covered from pretty much the beginning of 1964 when we started to 93, and then Jack takes over and we started tag team last 2022.
Right. So I was in college, just graduated from college with the 93 team, so it's special, as well for me. What I'm assuming it was the age, just getting into baseball,
Yeah, it's just a line that and everything kind of came together. It's maybe 9 years ago, I started my birthday in June. 10 years old, and really, this is the team. Out of school, my birthday, Phillies are the number one team in baseball. I have no choice but to get on this one. So that's what it was for me. I just immediately got hooked. And then just every season after. Like people ask me, who's my favorite player at the time? I don't really have one. I connect with teams, but it had to be one guy to be for sure. Only because for all those lean years, he was the lone bright. So instead of rooting for the team, we were rooting for Kurt Schilling and Green Striker. That's how I felt. I couldn't root for top team in baseball. I was rooting for one guy who was one thing that really doesn't mean much.
All right. Now, was he also for the 93 team, your favorite guy, or was there another? There's a bunch of guys on that team.
Like I said, everyone my age back then, I think winning nights was big.
Right.
It's hard to ignore what he was doing all over the field, around. He had some power, speed. Gary Goldman was great. Everyone loved Gary Goldman. I connect more, I guess, lately and over time with Jim Riggleton. We interviewed him, had a great conversation. Just to see what he went through with Tourette's.
Right.
I had something grow up, pretty bad, trying to do something that I can connect with that. How you're not able to do something or say something that you want. What's going on in your head is not your able to physically do. That's the problem we had then. And we just didn't know anything back then about Tourette's. So we couldn't really deal with that in an honest and an open way back then. It's so interesting, you bring it up to the team and his story. It's really cool to see how he was this incredibly talented player that had this like invisible punch that he just couldn't team to get over. But if you look at his stats, when he was on the field, he was great.
Yeah. And, you know, he probably was a perfect fit for this team. You know, everybody was a little bit crazy.
You never see that again.
Right.
And a quote from John Cook in the book saying, you know, they're all inmates on this side. In between the front, we got Mitch Williams, who not a lot of people know Mitch Williams was most likely 100% clear, and most likely the inspiration for Rick Vaughn from League movies. So they had, like we actually make a direct comparison between players on the team and Major League. There's never been a team close to that.
Right.
Since then, I mean, it's just, you'll never see it again. It's such a great team. You can connect with them in ways. I remember being a kid, looking at John Cook. I want to be a Major League Baseball player, and I don't have to work.
It's a job.
So that wasn't so great. Yeah, they got incredibly lucky, and maybe they just had the front office that just had the foresight, seriously, luck and talent in the front office to see that there were diamonds in the rough for guys like John Cook. You could get Lenny Dykstra to get plenty of guys.
Get the Igavilius that year and Chamberlain.
And that's what first me as a Phillies fan was, that they did this in '93, and I thought they could always do it again.
Right.
All right, we got Danny Tardo. This is it. This is good.
Well, that was your problem. You got jumped right into good. Right. You know, we've all lived through it before. We knew it was still being here in there.
I remember maybe in the week after they signed Greg Jeffers with my dad. He asked me, "Who's your favorite player on the team?" I said, "Greg Jeffers." Just sleep. Like, yeah, I got a feeling about this. I didn't have very good instincts.
So this '93 team seems to come up an awful lot. When you talk to those colleagues, it's one of the teams that just doesn't go away. You know what I mean? Just, you know, with all the patient, you know, with all the, you know, all the guys that come back constantly, you know, the Danny Jacksons, the Jim Eisenmans, the guys that don't even live local. You support, you know, the foundation, you support the Phillies, the alumni, you know, once a year, they're there. What do you think the mystique is that continues to bring that?
I think it was that kind of blue collar nature of the team at the time, and also the fact that they went to the major league, and it's great to hear about. But at the end of the day, for example, if you were an Eagles fan this whole season, and you were complaining about them every week, and you were in the prior Sirianni, get rid of Fields every week.
So you were listening to
Let's say you were that type of fan. Well, then you were really only happy for one day, and that was when they won the Super Bowl. That's not a great journey. That's a great ending. But the journey was what made the 1993 team. And I think the journey lasts all summer. And that's a great ride. They lost in horrible fashion. But again, it's part of the story. Same thing with this 64 team. That's an example. It's kind of the same deal. It birthed all these big Philadelphia fans because of the journey, because of the destination.
Yeah, interesting. The Phillies baseball, who in the house goes back to 1950? And I'm not calling out anybody old, but how about the 50 Wiz kids? Anybody? Nobody? Nobody with the 50 Wiz kids? How about the 64 Phillies?
There you go.
That's why we started in 1964.
I woke up the crowd.
Yep.
Very good. Very good. Tell me what you got.
So during that 93 season, what was your special moment? Like, there's a lot of memorable moments throughout that season. What was the one moment you had? One moment you could bring us out?
Yeah, I mean, the moment I remember the most, I was 9, I don't remember the whole thing. I remember, you know, day by day, flipping out newspaper photos and headlines and taping them on my wall. But I mean, the number one moment that I mentioned it in the book. There's a fun little story I tell that combines a story of Brian's Scartari's, we kind of play off each other with that, was that when I knew enough, like 10 years old at the time, that when they called in Rich Williams from the bullpen, I audibly yelled, "No, not him." And then I'm cozying up to my mom, and Joe Carter hits the home run, and I just cried. It was just, because I knew it was coming too. It was just like, oh, this is. And when I go back and look at it now and researching for the book, I could see why I was so afraid of Rich Williams, because he actually made a point. I forget what game it was they won, and they interviewed him after the game and said, "What do you think was the key to winning this game?" And he said, "Well, they didn't bring me in to pitch." So I understood that even at 10 years old, and that's the moment I remember the most. But yeah, I can't think of a bunch of individual moments. It's just a ride of being outsmart and having this new, like, shiny toy to play with, which was the Phillies and sports in general. If you look at that, my age at that point, you couldn't really pinpoint any team that was doing well during that time. But I would have been old enough to recognize. There were the early 90s teams, and I was kind of paying attention to that. But I was still, 67 years old. I wasn't quite ready to really understand.
And they had their battles, well.
Right. So it hit me at just the right time.
Yeah, for me, it was the fan of
Oh yeah, right. And I remember
on Mother's Day, all for give away Mother's Day.
that's when I actually remember. I think my dad sent me out to get something from the store, like a little corner store.
Okay.
And I remember seeing the headline of that newspaper because I was so obsessed with newspapers at this time. Because I would cut out all the photos. I remember thinking oh, that'd be a great one to put on my wall. So I completely remember that.
Yeah. Is that what got you into writing?
I mean, not exactly. I guess I just sort of fell into it. Really, the boring story of that is just in school, you would have the standardized tests, and you would write. And I guess when it all came down, I did one. They came back and they said I was really good. I didn't know that. That's right up to that. And then once you're told that you do something good you didn't know, then you just, all right, you're motivated to, all right, I'm going to be the best at this. So you just try that, went through college a little bit, and then, the story of writing books for me was, after college, I figured, you know what, I'm not going to be the best at radio. I'm radio station 2, 92, the country station. And I'm sure Jack's story is, I like this, I'm good at this is what I'm going to do. Me, this world, I'm not very good at this. I probably shouldn't do this. But I said, okay, I can do something else, but I can still work. You can't stop me from writing a book. Right. So my idea was to stay put up this course. Nobody had really done that before, like a day by day, look at what happened on each day of calendar and put up this sports history. Hadn't really been done for any city at that point. This was 2007. So I said, all right, my writing is good. I'll be able to do something with it at some point. And it was just, that was a long, naive, 6-year journey. And once I got that book out, then you're established. It's open, it's a lot easier.
It's pretty interesting with the whole book thing. We've done a lot of book sightings with a lot of guys. It's become very popular.
Oh, right, yeah. When I started, my idea, I remember my friends rolling their eyes saying, you're going to write a book. And it wasn't that easy back in 2007. It wasn't nearly as easy as it is now. People ask me, like, I have an idea for a book, how do I get started? And I say, you can do everything on your own. You don't need anyone. There's incredible resources out there for you to do it. If you're that motivated to do it on your own. Didn't really exist back then. So I went out, I talked to publishers, my first publisher was in business. I had a contract, they pushed me back a year, and then after that year, they called me up and said, we're out of business, we need more money to send this. And I remember being like, no, I'll do it for free. I need this book to get made. And I was desperate. So there was no other way. So then it was just like, go on right, Atari, MD. I did whatever it took to get that. At that point in time, there was no, at that point in time, you could write it, but to get it on the bookshelf, there's no other way to do it. So eventually got that done. Yeah, there's tons of books. It's a crowded market right now, and that's why I haven't written anything since 2019. And I've been telling people, I called up kind of like a mentor of mine. I talked to him once in a while. I need a little bit of guidance because I've done that. So I called him up during my midlife crisis.
You're a little young for that.
Well, I mean, it was a month before I was about to turn 4. And I was a month before my daughter was 2. My one and only daughter. So I'm thinking, I called him up and I said, tell me what to do. I haven't written a book since 2019. I want to create more. But do I just settle in the life I have now? And he can be an honest guy. He can be a very brutally honest guy. And he encouraged me to keep it up. And he gave me some ideas. He said, the idea you have now sucks, throw that away. And that's paraphrasing. He was kind of. Yeah. He said, the first idea, start from scratch. Get a better idea and find someone to work with. And the first guy I called was Jack. And we had a contract with him 3 weeks of that. So we were just off and running. I knew his passion for the Phillies. I knew that I had an idea, and a direction I wanted to go. And it had to be the Phillies. And if it was with him, we could combine our 2 passions for this team. And it made each one. So we hope people will. It's the best we can do. And we try to make it as entertaining as possible. And just a fun, easy read. So far, so good.
Yeah, good to hear. Good to hear. Phillies baseball is I don't know, what's the right word to put on this team, this past few years? It gives us all headaches night in, night out, for sure. We look at last night, right? There's our only guy, right? Kyle Schwarber, right? Comes down to the swing off, and there he is. It's our guy, and here we are all day today, screaming and shouting on Sports Talk Radio about paying him. That's what it comes down to.
I think the problem there is that the Eagles mentality is the best for the leagues. I talk about this all the time. There's 162 games. You can't treat every game like it's a football. And that's just, and it's for good and bad. The good part of it is that when the postseason comes, those games are treated like postseason Eagles games, and it's the best place to play in all of Major League Baseball history. So, like, the fanaticism is wildly crazy, but that comes with the bed, and that's that every day, you lose 2 in a row, it's going to be like.
You listening, Joe? Are you listening? 2 losses in a row, are you listening?
Yeah, just, we talk about it a lot.
Says you.
Says me. Says all of us.
You and John.
Says all of us.
Well, Martin's got to settle us down every once in a while on the weekend shows. But, yeah, it is. It's true. It's 10 baseball games. Eagles won football game. So as long as you're able to go 6-4, 5-5, they won.
Yeah, it's hard, especially when people are paying attention this much, the stakes are so high.
Right.
And people know that time is running out. It's very difficult to keep a level head when you're losing streak. And if you look at the rest of the league, the Dodgers, the Yankees win 3 games in a row without scoring one. So you just got to let it play out. And I'm not afraid of that myself. I thought this last game before the break was like a must-win.
Oh, yeah.
And that's ridiculous, given what I just said. So it's hard to keep a level head when your mentality is just equal.
The Eagles are also to the going first to by our passion. Our passion for the team. We want them to win everything. We want them to do well. Because we know that this team's a good team. little bit, they have their issues as well. But this team's a very good team.
Oh, yeah, I could run off some quick stats. I mean, right now, the Phillies have 4 pitchers getting at least 10 quality starts in all of Major League Baseball. There's not a single team in the National League that has more than 2. We've got 4. And there's one team, I think the Mariners maybe with 3. So we've got 4 pitchers with 10 quality starts. The rotation's the best in baseball by far. There needs to be a recognition that the one half of the game, I guess, the bullpen's not doing good. The starting pitching has to be doing good. It really needs to be better than anything else. And if you ask me how to train, our offense stinks. Except for the fact that they're actually almost the happy of OPS for all teams in Major League Baseball. They are above average as far as OPS. I think the average is 715. The Phillies are around 730, 735.
And that's the end of the part. That's the part that doesn't pass the eye test, unfortunately.
Right, and when you see a guy like Max Kepler having he's having racing stuff, not pulling it together. That's the kind of thing you think. And again, the problem is too that the game is always changing. The game is not the same today as it was 5 years ago, 10 years ago. In 2018, if you put that offense on the team, it's the greatest baseball team that's ever. It's just not like that. It's just unrealistic. It's more realistic that there's a bunch of teams all over the league. There's 11 teams in the league right now with a team OPS below 705. There wasn't a single starter on the Phillies in 2008 with an OPS below 705. So we're talking the entire team was stacked, and that was just the expectation. People don't often think of the 2018 as being this offensive juggernaut necessarily. That's kind of the normal.
Yeah. I mean, we just see, unfortunately, like the month of June, the Phillies had 3 of the top 5 pitchers in baseball. They were 9 and 11, they were 9 and 11, and they were starts for those guys. Out of those 20 starts. It just kind of gives you nightmares of the playoffs the past couple of years. You're so good, and then a week, and your bats don't come alive.
Oh, absolutely. And there's reasons to be optimistic on the offensive side. Brandon Marsh is coming around.
Right.
Harper, he's back. How many years through? He's back.
That's the thing. How well you think he could do without that risk? I mean, he hit the home run field, in the San Francisco, and a couple of other balls off the wall. So he was driving a little bit that gun. But how much do you think he can sustain that?
Well, I think he has the benefit of knowledge that he didn't have last year of these injuries. So he knows his body now more than he ever did in previous years when he's gotten hurt. That is a problem. He's gotten hurt. I think he's averaged maybe 125 games going back to 2001. Those months. He's missed at least 8 to 20 games. He's 6 seasons since 2020. So it's not great. But at least he knows his own limitations. When he came back, I knew he wasn't putting himself in a position this time to potentially react to the but he made it last year.
Look, he's driving a happy in the body.
At 80%,
It's better than anything else.
Right, and there's a scenario where he sits out, and it's better for him long term to go in the postseason. As long as that's a relatively short period of time, I love it. At the same time, if he's able to play when he feels confident he won't re-aggravate it, he can play at 85% price performance. It's better than maybe everyone out of price.
All right, couple of things. We hit the 7 o'clock hour, so we got to pay the bills. We got some rent to take care of. Again, I want to thank Buffalo Wild Wings and their entire staff here for taking care of us. We're here every month. Our next show here will be August the 13th. And I'm not ready. It's your birthday. It's your birthday. Well, happy birthday.
Well, you'll enjoy the guest then.
This guy's a big birthday guy. So we'll make that announcement later on, but a couple of things. Raffles, get your free tickets, buy some extras. All the money goes to Unique Pennsylvania. I'm going to hand the mic over to Lauren. She's going to talk a little bit about that. And then we're going to do a little, call this now, Ask Lauren.
Ask away.
Ask away. Ask away with Lauren. So the mic's all yours.
All right, so as I mentioned tonight, we are fundraising for Unique Pennsylvania, which is the organization in 2024, we housed about 2,000 to 2,500 animals in our shelters. We also have vaccine clinics that help those in need that might not have all the resources that they need to care for their animals. We do those every week. We also have a veterinary office that people can bring their pets to as well. So we do a lot for dogs, cats, and bears. So we primarily service the Berks and Lancaster areas, but we do have locations, we do have services all throughout the state as well. So during COVID, we gave away 500,000 pounds of pet fertilizer meat. So that program has really grown these last couple of years. So tonight, all the money raised through the raffles will go back and support our organization and what we're doing. So we appreciate that.
For your bites on, bites for the box on Saturday.
Yes, we have our Pints for Bucks fundraiser this Saturday, as my guy was talking about earlier. So if you
Let's drink to that.
yeah, if you like to drink, we have 75 samples for folks to come out and try. So that is at our ballpark, which is in Birdsboro. Probably 20 minutes east of Reading. Tickets are still available on our website, community.org. We have VIP tickets, general admission, and designated drivers. So once again, that event will fundraise for us. It's one of our major fundraisers. So if you're interested and looking for something to do Saturday night, it's going to be a lot of fun.
Is that live music, entertainment,
We do. It's basically like a beer drinking tasting festival. So we've got live music, 2 different bands actually. We have a really cool setup. We have a really, I don't know what that was. We have a really cool setup. Lots of shade, umbrellas, all kinds of stuff. Like I said, it's at our dog park, so it's a really nice backdrop to be in the woods and kind of enjoy this.
very cool. So just know that all the money that you're putting in those baskets back there, and again, you draw the winners around 8 o'clock. So all those prizes are going home. Even the Brad March, the Bell jersey, and baseball.
Ring the bell.
Ring the bell, there you go. There you go. And it's your sister's birthday on August 13th.
That's right.
I have that right? It's a family affair. I love it.
Oh, yeah.
I love it. All right, so we do a little segment here, ask away with Ari. She's got some pretty cool questions for you. Ready?
Let's do it. It's all you.
All right. So some of these questions are going to be baseball related, some of them aren't, some of them are just going to be like fun personal questions. So let's see how this goes. What's the best concert you've been to in person?
I'm not a concert guy. My wife loves concerts. She loves concerts so much that she just went to a concert and broke her ankle. And kind of ruined my life this summer.
Okay.
So I don't love concerts. I love it. That she did went to a concert. She broke her ankle. I wasn't quite.
Is your wife here?
No, she's got a broken
I
ankle.
think you speak about it. She is watching though.
Has there been a concert she brought you to?
So yes, we've gone. The City Beach Bank Park. I've seen. Ironically, for not being a concert guy, I've seen Billy Joel. I saw the Grateful Dead there twice. She's a big deadhead. And The Who. So I've seen those. And Eric Clapton is my guy. So Eric Clapton, usually I don't go to see any shows with Eric Clapton. So he's my number one.
Other than CBP, what is your favorite stadium you've visited?
Interesting. I would say, well, the Nationals Park would be my least favorite. Because it seems like a souped up minor league park. And it looks good on TV, not great in person. My favorite, I guess, would be Fenway. There's so much history there. There's things you don't realize unless you're there. that like the street becomes part of the stadium once the game starts. So that's cool. I didn't realize that. Like it's just street level. And then it just gets the stores that are like across the street are now like part of the stadium experience. So that was
Okay. Which Philadelphia sports team will be the next to win the championship?
the Philadelphia Phillies in 2025.
Who wins in a brawl between the Fanatic, Gritty, Fang, Sweet, or Franklin?
I guess you have to say brute strength would go with Gritty, but sheer will and determination is the third for that. And that guy will find a way. He'll run you over with an ATV. He'll do whatever it takes. We talked with the Philly Fanatic football. Great guy, Tom Burgoyne, quote unquote, Fanatic's best friend. The greatest guy in the interview with the book. He's the best. Exactly what he was.
When you say you're going down the shore, what's the shore town?
See, I live in Lancaster now, so we're not big shore people anymore. But I guess, I don't know.
Yeah.
CI.
Okay.
But let me ask you, what was it when we were kids? Cape May was when I was a kid. But I guess CI is, but I love egg sauce. So that's a big CI.
Okay. What's your version of the Phillies' all-time all-star lineup? All nine.
So let me give it.
Any team, like any player from any team.
All right, so we're starting 9.
Yeah.
Okay, let me start off with, I'll lead off, I guess, all right, I'm going to lead off Placido Polanco, which sounds maybe confusing. But I love Placido Polanco. They never should have gotten rid of him. He could have had his greatest years with the Phillies. They traded him away when he was batting like 340 years old. I love Placido Polanco. He's my kind of guy, high on base percentage, just like an amazing defender who can play all 4 infield positions if he wanted to. So Polanco, and I don't know Jimmy Rollins for obvious reasons. Chase Utley, clean up obviously, Mike Schmidt. Then I'm going to go, I got to find a spot for Bryce Harper, so first base is the right guy. Mike Schmidt's my third baseman, second. All right, so I got to go outfield.
So you put Blanco short. Oh, yeah.
Wait, where do I go? All right, Polanco is going to be. I got a DH, right? I'm going to use him as DH. And then outfield. Okay, I don't like Shane Victorino. He's overrated. Not a fan. Everyone loves Shane Victorino. It's personal between me and Shane Victorino.
Wait, these are your questions.
This is your night.
Yeah, this is your segment.
All right,
We're going to have to dig into that later.
Yeah, we're gonna go back to that.
all right, so I got to think more about the outfield. I'm going to go catcher Darren Dalton. The pitcher, as I said, is going to be Kurt Schilling. And then outfield, we'll go Lenny Dykstra center. It wasn't that great for that long. But he was stats on the field. Unbelievable player. Kind of similar to like, Ricky Henderson, like this was a very underrated player. And then we got to go Kyle Schwarber. And last outfield spot, I'll go Reggie Allen.
Alright, so I know you collected baseball cards growing up. What's the first card you were thinking, oh, this is really cool?
I was a weird kid, so I don't know how it started, what happened. I was a Nolan Ryan fan. So I became a huge baseball fan the year Nolan Ryan retired because he always played baseball. So I'm like 10 years old, and this 46-year-old guy is my favorite player. I don't know how that started, why, but oh yeah, a lot of pictures of that. I got that hanging in my baseball game. That's great. I always, for whatever reason, I better Nolan Ryan, like dad conversation, Nolan Ryan cards as a kid, Nolan Ryan side baseball. The Nolan Ryan cards were my favorite. And I remember he got me one from like, all I knew at that time was 1993 Nolan Ryan. And I'm looking at this 1978 card. And so the lifetime earlier, I'm like, it says Nolan Ryan, that makes sense.
I think this earlier, but just go over it again. You mentioned that the 93 team was what started it all for you. Who was your guy in that roster?
Yeah, so probably I was more just a big fan of the team. I didn't get behind anyone specifically, but I remember everyone loved Lenny Dexter. That was my guy. Other than that, I wasn't that into coaching yet. We had to form like the baseball team yet. But Dave Rollins, big fan. You know what? John Crawford. John Crawford was always relatable. All ages, anyone can kind of get behind it. Just like a silly guy. Yeah, that was kind of what I was.
What's one thing on your bucket list?
Well, I always wanted to write a book that I thought I could put my personality into and really like my creative energy into. And I kind of think here and there that there's some jokes and there's 3 books that I wrote, but it's mostly stats information. So like my bucket list thing was really to write a book that I could kind of like be a little bit freer, have my personality in it. So I kind of did that, I think. Now if everybody trashes it when it officially comes out on July 29th and there's terrible reviews, that's going to be a bad bucket. But I mean, so far, I'm happy. I did that. I was on my bucket list. I did it. I'm happy with it. And beyond that, I don't know. I want to go to Ireland. That'd be cool.
What's the most unique historical baseball fact you've come across as a writer?
So my favorite stat or fact?
Yeah, either one.
All right, let me try to get this one. All right. I might mess this up. This is my favorite. I found this one when I was doing research for my book. In 1921, the Phillies had, this is going to be a mass quiz. The Phillies had 2 outfielders on their roster, I believe in 1921. One ended up being a Hall of Fame football coach. The other ended up being a Hall of Fame baseball coach. Amazing. So the Hall of Fame football coach was for the Eagles, Greasy Neal. And the Hall of Fame Major League Baseball coach was Casey Smith. So that's an interesting fact. Both not known for playing for the Phillies. I mean, of course, you know, Greasy Neal, no, not many people know he played baseball.
Last one. How many hot dogs can you eat in one sitting?
How many, I'm sorry, what?
Hot dogs can you eat in one sitting?
If it was right now, I was starving.
And you're not going to get drunk in that ballpark like it's still
Yeah, we're
mustard.
not talking any other concession food, because I asked this question often, I get a lot of clarification. So no other concession food, it's not really.
It's not the rubber ones, you know.
Yeah, it's not over a certain period of time, it's just how many hot dogs can you comfortably eat in one sitting?
Comfortably is 10. I was going to say 12, but I don't know the size of these hot dogs. I don't know what that creates.
You're getting
Just a
something.
regular hot dog.
Right, and I could sense in your face that that was a really intention for you. So I didn't want to qualify it, so that's why I went with 10 instead of 12.
Well,
Yeah.
we qualified it.
Yes. Alright. And
We're
that's
getting a lot of thumbs down from the family.
I'm a big hot one. So like, I need a lot of wings in one sitting. I love it.
So what's your sister's name? Holly. How many hot dogs can you eat?
Yeah, exactly.
One hot dog.
I said,
Is this mom? How many can you eat? 2?
at least two.
Alright.
That's it.
Colleen's perfect, you all this.
I heard.
Hey, there's been a lot of talk about Tom Burgoyne, the Fanatics friend. Well, he'll be here. He'll be here. So mark your calendars. His first time here at Buffalo Wild Wings.
Great guy.
Awesome. Yeah, for sure. All right. got some work to do. We do a trivia segment. We give away autographed photos. And I believe, if I have this right, it's tiered towards All-Star.
The All-Star, it's All-Star Week. So we got-
All-Star Week.
So all the autograph photos are filled out from All-Stars. You're gonna get an All-Star autograph.
So here's the deal, if you have the answer, just raise your hand, Lauren will come to you. You'll get a free prize, and it's fun.
And it's Philadelphia All-Stars trivia. How many times did the Philadelphia Phillies host the All-Star game? The Phillies, here in Philadelphia. You're wrong.
0.
Come on. 0. Leave it to you.
1.
1 is incorrect.
3.
3 is correct. There you go. 3. 1952, 1976, and 1996. And we'll be hosting it again next year.
Yeah, I thought it was 2.
And the Philadelphia Athletics had it before. Some people make it up now. All right. Of the 5 All-Stars in 1976 for the Phillies, that was here in Philadelphia, who was the only one to be a starter? Got me wrong. He's wrong.
What was the answer? What do you think?
He said Mike Schmidt. Well, first of all, let's get this quote right. It's got to be Mike Schmidt. Yeah. And it's got to be wrong. Low is incorrect.
Can I guess?
You're
Was it
incorrect.
Luzinski?
It is Craig Luzinski. There you go. Good job. All right. During the 1996 All-Star game here in Philadelphia, who did Ricky Metallico strike out? Ricky will disagree in the 5th inning. Which All-Star did he strike out? Cal Ripken, no. Cal Ripken had a ground out. He did face him though. He's never played. You can say that. You are correct. You are correct with the batter before him. He was the first batter in the game, or for the Yankee club. A future Hall of Fame. 1996. Ken Griffey is incorrect.
How about Frank Thomas?
Incorrect.
Ricky Henderson?
Ricky Henderson is incorrect as well.
Fred?
Your reference is incorrect. Not a Yankee.
Like Shannon, you're not playing?
You
don't know? Oh my God, come on.
Bobby Bonilla.
Bobby Bonilla is incorrect. It is a Texas Ranger. I'll give you that name, the team.
Juan Gonzalez.
Juan Gonzalez is incorrect. He's a Hall of Fame. That is correct.
I forgot the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Because Juan Gonzalez could be the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. He had Butler Rangers struck him out. Cal Ripken grounded out. And Jake Buhner lined up center field. All right. How many different players for the Phillies participated in the home run derby since it started in 1985?
Just to let you know, John's opinion on this, trivia questions, okay?
Oh, come on.
We got 9 minutes. Here we go. 21.
21 is incorrect.
Okay. Don't start higher or lower yet.
Not yet, don't start yet. Oh, you're tough. 4. 4 is incorrect.
Higher or lower?
Higher or lower, it's gonna be higher than 4.
I mean, I would think so. Since 1987, how many? 8 is incorrect.
8,
We got 6 is incorrect, and what was yours? 10, you're incorrect as well.
There's a guy in the bar, there's a guy back there.
2 is incorrect. 12 is incorrect. 7 is correct. There you go.
There you go.
There you go. All right, you name them all? It started out in 2004. Actually, the first time the Phillies guy did it, that was Jim Tony.
I was going to say Jim Tony, Ryan Howard.
See something? See something, Joey?
Up in New York, it was a miserable.
That was wasn't that the group? Was that the game?
Yeah, it was the game. It was on the Yankee Stadium, and there was a Josh Allen thing that he went off from that thing. And then they had Reese Hoskins and Kyle Schwartz and Al Cullen. For yourself. All right, up to 2 home run derby champions. Who hit the most home runs between the 2 of them in home run derby? In their home run derby. Here. That is incorrect.
You need some confidence.
That is also incorrect. Because they tied. They tied with 41 each. Yeah, Bobby Abreu hit 41. It was tied. Well, the answer is tied.
They're gonna take you off back and kick your butt.
Disqualified.
You're not disqualified.
Let's go to the next one.
All right. Who won the MVP of the 1996 All-Star game here in Philadelphia? Yeah. There you go. Actually, finally answered the question. Nice. All righty. And then for our last one, who were the 2 players in the final round of the home run derby in 1996 here in Philadelphia?
Even though you try to think of this guy's being
Is that a hand up?
1996 home run derby finals.
Wire and Boggs.
That is correct.
Nice.
That is correct.
Very nice.
And who won? Who won? You 50-50, you lost. You lost. Give back the prize. No, good job there. Good job, everybody.
All right. Very good. Very good.
Barry Bonds and Mark McGuire.
All right. We're winding down, but questions, comments? Our guest is still here. Come on. Even the Feathers got to have questions.
Oh, they have questions.
So, if you had
What am I
one
doing
movie,
with that? Sorry, what?
if you had one movie to trade deadline, who would you go after?
Okay, there's, it would be either Rooker or Quan. I'm in between both, it's whatever you, I am more inclined to not go with a power hitter just because we put up on need for power. That's not a guarantee that he's gonna come over here, Rooker's gonna come over here and try to take home runs. When you got a guy that is, first of all, he plays great defense, plays great defense, he's speedy, he gets on base, he's a big on base guy, high batting average, the guy knows how to play baseball. You just forget how to play baseball. Sometimes you go in full streaks, you don't get home runs, you don't forget how to play ball. So Juan, I think, is one of those guys with their value they could trade for right now and get the most from.
And you got a sneaky pop. A sneaky pop.
Oh, yeah. That's the thing too, and you're seeing that all over the league too. There's a lot of guys that are traditionally home run hitters that are kind of hitting some out here. So, yeah, if I'm just looking at a power guy, I'm not as interested as a guy that's going to be all over the board, getting on base, kind of making things happen.
So you went with, see, I would ask this question, I said, if you want to make a home run, I don't know what you make a home run. I think we're one more tonight, but.
Yeah, I think it needs to come from the minor leagues. You know, Justin Crawford is a career minor league 320 hitter. He's 21 years old. His dad debuted in baseball at age 20. He's got a pedigree. And people say all the time, they tell me, it doesn't matter who his dad is. You know, I think besides the fact that he's got that pedigree, it's also, he's been around Major League Baseball his entire life. At 21 years old, I think he's more prepared than most players would be. And I hear all the time, there's the quote-unquote experts on Twitter that say, I've watched film, you know, my co-author for Incredible Baseball Stats, Ryan Spear, is one of those guys. Justin Crawford, his hits won't translate to major leagues. I think, look at the numbers. Like, at the end of the day, you could be right. A career 320 hitters with over 1,500 play years in professional baseball. We have a need in the outfield right now. There's the one.
Yeah, every game, most of the day, he has 60% of that ball rate.
There's way too much.
But even with that 60%, even 60% in AAA, you still got to take 24%. You know, so.
Right, he's trying to live. And there's something to be said for that. And I think, you know, what's all said and done, you're not fooling anyone. If you're putting that ball, you're consistently hitting it every level. You're not getting lucky. And I understand the argument saying it's about ground balls, and some of those ground balls will be out to the major league. That's such poor talk because I can't end it.
Right.
Let this 320 hitter see what he can do in Major League Baseball. And any guy who's been around Major League Baseball literally his entire life will be able to figure it out the next level.
And if he goes from 320 to 280 and he plays good defense,
That's exactly what we need.
Right, exactly. You know, and here's the other ones that you do, not going for pitching. I know Sean's gonna love this question.
Shawnee Steen came up.
And how about Gage Wood coming in and being a relief pitcher this year?
I like the idea just because I've always thought that I guess, both the major league is the power of these guys too much.
People see nothing like it.
I think well,
Yours.
Mine too.
let's be honest, we power these guys too much in the major leagues.
Right.
There's no reason why these guys should be putting up some great numbers in the minor leagues and could be helping this team right now. Johan Rojas is a joke in the outfield.
He is.
Last year, his OPS, he had the lowest OPS for filling center field last year since 1884. The Eiffel Tower was built in 1885. So they need to make changes there. We got a guy, Justin Crawford, who come in and surely do better than Johan Rojas. But he needs to go through the motions, the minor league. You need to be careful not to break him, not to bring him up to work. This guy, Gage Wood, I don't know. I'm not an expert when it comes to looking at film and deciding who's ready now and who's ready later. You look at this guy, the way he throws, 97, curveball, pretty sharp. He looks like an exciting guy. Maybe you bring him in just for the price. It can't hurt. The roster expand. It can't hurt. I don't think you're going to lose his ego.
No, exactly. He went through the college World Series. It's not like he's coming out of high school.
If he comes in and they bring him up to this stretch and he does perform, I don't think at the end of the year he's going to think, oh man, I can't pitch.
Right.
No, he just come out of college. Nobody gets this opportunity. Now go back to minor leagues, figure it out, and you'll be back.
Completely agree here. Right, Shawnee?
Shawnee, I agree with this all the time. All right, questions, comments? We're about to conclude on this awesome night here for our live show. Kevin's going to stick around, sign books. with me, everybody's come out, and, we'll, when does this book go live?
I mean, the book is out now. You go to ringthebellbook.com. We're selling copies. We're giving away copies right now. His Barnes & Noble, Amazon, and all those spots on the right one.
Well, here you go. Here's your opportunity. You can have it read before then.
That's right.
So,
And where exactly they can get it from, through you?
Ringthebellbook.com.
or you can buy it right here tonight, and the copies are already signed by Fritz.
That's right.
Kevin will sign his. So come out, support. That's what we're all about. Again, grab your free raffle tickets, buy extras. If you'd like to buy Kevin and I a beer, John doesn't drink. That's okay too. What else? What else? What? Again, I want to thank Buffalo Wild Wings, our great sponsor, City Distilling. It's here at Buffalo Wild Wings, so we're privileged. We're privileged to have great guests like Kevin. We do this every month. We've been doing it a while.
I'm sorry, Jack couldn't be here. That's on vacation.
Great. I
Well, thank you. Thank you. You can buy us a beer if you want.
Now, she can get up on this stuff.
As we close out, again, the family is here. I think this is totally awesome. Let's give everybody a big round of applause. What do you say? Now let's go out and talk, okay? All right? Let's have a good rest of the night. We draw raffles right around 8 o'clock, so we'll be here for a while. Thanks everybody for coming out. August 13th, Tom Burgoyne, the friend of the fanatic.